It's nice to see that Hidden Falls Adventure Park near Marble Falls, Texas has finally opened back up to the general public after the lockdowns from COVID-19. It was a gorgeous day and I decided to take advantage of it.
Well, I'd say 6 psi is too low, don't you think?
Yeah, I might want to give it a little more air. These aren't bead locks. I am starting a new series on the trails of Hidden Falls Adventure Park. I decided to start off the series by visiting a trail that I've only been on part of before, and that is the trail known as TRO, which runs along a creek bed in a small valley that runs along the western half of the park. Now, this southern portion of TRO I have been on before, and it's showcased in the video called Let's Go Wheeling. And so I've been on this part of the trail right here, and it had some pretty nice obstacles. It runs along a creek bed. Actually, it's the same creek that the northern half of TRO goes along. And when I went out there, I found this little bypass here. I missed the turnoff for this trail, so I just decided to go through this bypass. And the area where I start is right here at the junction of Valley Road and TRO in the western half of the park, which is right here. So this is the part of the park, or the part of TRO trail that will be showcased today. The TRO trail has a 4-diamond rating on a scale of 1 to 5, according to the Hidden Falls Adventure Park map. Although I will say that the obstacles I encountered were probably rank as a 3 out of 5, and you're about to see why that is. Shortly after I made the turn from Valley Road onto the northern half of TRO, I encountered this rock ledge, which looked like it could pose a problem. The rocks that were stacked there were already in place, but were consequently moved by my Jeep while trying to climb this obstacle. After several attempts at this, I eventually had to back down. It was just too slick from it being wet for my tires to grab enough traction to pull me up and over, and I didn't want to risk approaching it with more momentum for a risk of breaking something. Usually it's 3 strikes and you're out, but I gave this one a little extra, and to no avail. I ended up having to take the bypass around this obstacle, and consequentially ended up bypassing quite a lot of the creek bottom part of this trail. We had experienced a torrential rain the night before, so I knew much of this part of the trail would be very slick. But I did eventually end up back in the creek bottom part of the trail when I noticed the bypass started to veer off the main trail on my topo maps from Gaia GPS. Once back on the main trail, I continued to press onward. The trail became narrower and narrower until it eventually became a narrow and depressed rock garden with dirt ledges along each side of the trail, meaning there was no turning back at this point. Once you've made it here, you are committed.
Now this part got a little hairy. As you can see, the driver's side part of the trail is lower than the passenger side. So we're about to get a little off camber here. But the ledge on the driver's side is extremely close with the Jeep leaning in so far. There were a few points during this stretch that I seriously thought I was going to lay the Jeep down on its driver's side. This view does not show or portray the depth of how off camber this really was. Moving on, we just have some more rock garden style obstacles. A few large boulder ledges here and there, but nothing extremely off camber. The 04 TJ Rubicon with the zone 4.25 inch lift sitting on 35 inch BFG KM3s made light work of this section. I was really impressed how it handled the rest of this trail. Okay, at this point on the TRO trail, I was at roughly in this location near the northern end where it meets with Park Road 1 and the junction with Park Road 3, which takes you to the north side of Wildcat Mountain, which is right here on the Hidden Falls Adventure Park map. It would be roughly this area right here. And there was yet one last obstacle that needed to get driven over or through before reaching the end of the trail. Oops, moved a little sideways there. And finally made it back to Park Road 1. Going to head back and air up the tires and call it a day.
We're at 12 PSI. See how fast we can air up this 35-inch tire. That's 27 PSI. Well, that was the TRO trail here at Hidden Falls Adventure Park. Hope you enjoyed this ride off-road in the 2004 Jeep Wrangler TJ Rubicon. I think she still does pretty well considering she's 16 years old and has been through a lot. So hope to do a lot more trails here at Hidden Falls. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the Not So Ordinary Car Guy channel, and we'll see you on the next adventure.